Have you ever found yourself, scrolling through endless job postings, dreaming maybe about ditching that morning commute for like a cozy home office setup?
Or maybe you're thinking bigger, like building a real financial safety net. Something that supports you even if you decide to pack up and travel.
Exactly. Well, if that sounds like you, this deep dive is really designed to be your practical blueprint.
That's right. Look, the whole idea of earning a solid income online, it's fundamentally changed. It's not some risky side gig anymore. It's a core part of the global economy now.
It really is.
So we've waded through, honestly, a stack of really practical, results-focused sources, and we've boiled it all down into what we think is the ultimate actionable shortcut.
Okay, what do we got?
15 real proven ways you can actually start earning online and, build genuine financial independence in 2025.
15. Okay. And our mission today, just to be clear for everyone listening, is super focused on practicality, accessibility too.
Right. We are deliberately skipping the flashy get-rich-quick stuff.
Yeah, none of that. Or anything that needs you to already have like a massive following or be ready to chase venture capital. Nope.
The focus is squarely on ideas that are genuinely beginner-friendly, but also have high leverage.
High leverage, I like that.
Good.
Some methods that don't demand some fancy specific degree, right? Or a huge pile of cash to get started.
Exactly. We want you walking away from this feeling like you've got a real knowledge boost in the shortest time possible, maximum potential gain.
Makes sense.
And to make it digestible, we've grouped these 15 methods logically. We'll kick things off with the fastest paths, the low-friction ways to use skills you probably already have for fairly quick income.
Okay, quick wins first.
Then we'll transition sort of methodically towards the longer-term strategies, building digital assets. Takes some upfront work, definitely, but offers, greater stability and scale down the line.
Got it. So let's jump right in. What are the things people could potentially start doing, like, this week?
Okay, section 1, activating your skills. This is really about the service and assistance economy online.
Right. So if you're listening and you need to start earning relatively quickly, this is probably where you want to pay close attention.
Absolutely. This whole section focuses on immediately using skills you already possess, things you can define.
Like what? Writing? Organizing?
Yeah, or graphic design.
Yeah.
Maybe teaching something you know well.
Yeah.
Selling those services directly to clients.
So it's about building a sort of one-person business fast without needing to, grow an audience first.
Precisely.
Okay, number 1 on the list.
Freelancing. And honestly, all our sources were unanimous on this. Freelancing is, hands down, the quickest way to monetize talent you already have.
Why is it so fast, though?
Well, the demand is just there. It's instant. You're shifting your mindset away from that old 9-to-5 model of selling chunks of your time.
Right? Selling hours.
And instead, you're selling valuable expertise. You're selling finished results, deliverables.
That's a really important distinction, isn't it? It's not about clocking in, it's about the outcome.
Exactly. And think about the sheer range of skills that are marketable online now.
Yeah, it's huge. We're talking everything from, say, specialized writing, like maybe crafting landing page copy for tech companies,
Very specific.
to high-end video editing for social media ads, maybe programming quick website fixes in a specific language like Python or something.
These aren't just hobbies anymore. They are high-demand, genuinely valuable economic activities.
That's definitely.
And the beauty, as you touched on, is the infrastructure that's already built. Platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer. They've basically solved the massive headache of finding clients globally.
They really have streamlined it.
But here's a strategic point the sources highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
You need to grasp the functional difference between these platforms. They aren't all the same.
How so?
Well, Fiverr, for instance, tends to be more transactional. It's built around these quick, often smaller, defined gigs. Great for getting started, building up some initial reviews fast.
Okay, like quick wins.
Yeah. Upwork, on the other hand, is generally more contract-based. It often leans towards longer-term client relationships, more complex projects.
So a beginner needs to approach them with different strategies.
Absolutely. You wouldn't pitch a massive long-term project on Fiverr typically, and you might struggle to sell a tiny $10 gig on Upwork. Know the platform's culture.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, I want to push a bit on this idea of scaling up you mentioned. The sources talk about shifting from being a generalist to becoming a high-rate specialist. How does a new freelancer actually do that? Isn't the pressure just to take any job offer that comes your way at the start?
Yes. And that temptation is probably the biggest pitfall for beginners. You grab anything just to get work.
Right. Feels necessary.
But the key strategic insight, The thing that separates the high earners is specialization, usually within a specific industry or vertical.
So not just, I'm a writer.
Exactly. Instead of just saying writer, you position yourself as, say, an SEO-optimized copywriter for B2B SaaS companies. See the difference?
Instantly narrows the field.
Right. It reduces your competition dramatically, and crucially, it allows you to start charging based on the value you deliver, the impact you have on the client's business, their bottom line, not just the hours you spend typing.
Ah, value-based pricing.
Yes. When you can show results like, I helped this client boost their landing page conversions by 15%, that's when you move into the higher rate brackets. It's a merit-based path to real freelance success.
Okay, so the takeaway for someone listening is figure out your skill, yes, but then figure out the specific industry or niche where that skill is most valuable or in shortest supply. That's your angle for higher pricing.
You nailed it. That's the strategic entry point. #2, the virtual assistant VA role.
All right, let's shift gears slightly, moving away from maybe more creative skills into pure organizational power. Let's talk about the virtual assistant or VA role.
Yes, VAs. They've become this absolutely crucial support system for, time crunch entrepreneurs, small business owners, even busy remote teams.
The demand seems huge. What kind of tasks are we talking about?
Oh, it's intense. VAs typically handle those high-volume but really essential time-sucking tasks. Things like managing chaotic email inboxes, coordinating complex schedules across different time zones.
Stuff that just eats up hours.
Exactly. Detailed travel arrangements, maybe basic social media posting, and keeping an eye on engagement. They're essentially delegation lifelines.
Okay, but here's a question. We live in this age of amazing automation tools, right? Why are human VAs still so critical? Can't some software just handle scheduling and email filtering?
That's a great question, actually. And the sources really emphasize where VAs win out over software. It comes down to judgment and, well, emotional intelligence.
Ah, the human touch.
Precisely. A tool can schedule a meeting, sure, but can it navigate a tricky client complaint with nuance? Can it juggle genuinely conflicting priorities based on subtle cues? Can it anticipate what an executive needs before they even ask?
Probably not. Not yet anyway.
Right. The VA role is really about taking ownership of complex workflows and providing that personalized thinking support. And crucially, it's entirely location independent.
That location independence keeps coming up. It's a huge theme. You can do this from anywhere, as long as you're organized and reliable.
Totally. And finding clients is pretty structured, too. You can use the big platforms like Upwork again, sure. But there are also dedicated VA agency sites. Like Belay is one name that came up. They vet VAs for quality, which clients like.
Okay, agencies.
And specialized remote job boards, like remote.to, often list VA positions.
So the key takeaway here for someone listening, what should they be thinking about?
I'd say critically look at your own administrative or organizational skills. Are you naturally meticulous, detail-oriented? Are you good at managing complicated plans or logistics in your own life? If the answer is yes, then you basically already possess a highly marketable, in-demand skill set right now. You just need to package it as a VA service. #3, social media management.
Okay, so that organizational skill may be combined with being pretty comfortable online. That leads us nicely into number 3, social media management.
Yes, SMM. Our sources consistently rank this as one of the fastest growing online jobs out there today.
Why the boom?
It's simple market dynamics, really. Brands, influencers, even small local businesses. They all know they absolutely must have a sophisticated, consistent presence online, on social media.
It's non-negotiable now.
Right, but they often lack the time or, frankly, the specific expertise to manage it effectively themselves day in, day out.
So the beginner SMM steps in as the solution to that time crunch or that expertise gap.
Exactly.
But hang on, doesn't it feel like the market is kind of saturated with social media managers? Everyone seems to offer it. How does a beginner stand out in such a crowded field?
That's a valid concern. And the answer, again, according to the sources, lies in specialization, narrowing your focus.
Like with freelancing.
Precisely. Instead of just offering general social media help, which is vague, you focus. Become the go-to expert in, say, generating leads for B2B companies using LinkedIn content specifically.
Oh, very niche.
Or maybe you master creating high-engagement, short-form video content specifically tailored for TikTok, and you target local restaurants or retail shops.
That specific focus allows you to charge more, presumably.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Premium rates. Because you're offering a specialized solution, not just generic posting.
And what are the actual day-to-day tasks? It's got to be more than just uploading a few pictures, right?
Oh, definitely. It demands a blend of creativity, strategic thinking, and just relentless consistency.
Okay, break it down.
Core tasks include actual content creation. That might mean designing branded graphics, using tools like Canva, writing compelling captions that have clear calls to action.
Right, got to tell people what to do.
Scheduling that content strategically, using management tools like Buffer or Hootsuite, and crucially, managing engagement,
Engagement meaning.
responding to comments, handling direct messages, basically being the public-facing voice and personality of that brand online, maintaining a positive digital presence. It's a big responsibility.
Wow, yeah. It sounds like it needs strong communication skills, a bit of creative flair, and that strategic consistency we keep mentioning.
It really does. It's perfect for people who are natural communicators.
Yeah.
Maybe enjoy that public interaction and can handle different brand voices while staying tactful, even when dealing with tricky comments online.
So it's a direct way to turn your personal understanding of how social media works into a professional paid service.
You got it. #tag for online tutoring.
Okay, our final method in this fastest start category. This one taps into a massive, ongoing global trend. The shift towards digital education. We're talking about online tutoring.
Yes, the demand here is just exploding. People all over the world are actively looking for high-quality instruction they can access remotely.
And what's really interesting based on the sources is how broad the subjects have become. It's not just math, health, or SAT prep anymore, is it?
Not at all. I mean,
No.
core academic subjects are still huge, absolutely.
Yeah.
Teaching English as a second language, for example, is a massive market globally.
Okay.
But the demand now stretches into all sorts of niche expertise.
Mm.
You see tutoring for specific coding languages,
Mhm.
advanced music theory, specialized software training like graphic design tools.
Even things like public speaking or digital marketing skills.
Exactly. Basically, if you know something really well, chances are there's someone, somewhere in the world, willing to pay to learn it directly from you.
That's powerful. And the platforms make it easier now.
Hugely easier. They've streamlined that global connection. You've got platforms like Priply, which matches tutors and students based on subject expertise. There's tutor.com and specialized platforms for English teaching like VIP Kid.
What do these platforms handle, the tricky stuff?
Yeah, they manage the complexities, international payment processing, scheduling across tricky time zones. Often they even provide basic virtual classroom tools like whiteboards and screen sharing.
So it removes a ton of the administrative burden, letting the tutor just focus on teaching well.
Precisely.
Now, the source has made a really important clarification here, something that might surprise people. You often don't need a formal teaching degree for many of these online tutoring gigs.
That's the key accessibility point. It breaks down a major barrier.
So what is required then?
What you absolutely need is strong, demonstrable knowledge in your subject area and really excellent communication skills. Can you break down complex ideas clearly? Can you explain things patiently? That's what matters most.
And the implication of that is pretty profound, isn't it?
It's huge. Your potential market isn't just your local town or school district anymore. Your specific expertise is now accessible to basically the entire planet.
Wow.
This dramatically increases your pool of potential students and therefore your earning potential. Often, it just comes down to which time zones you're willing and able to work with.
Okay, that wraps up the fast start stuff. Now that brings us really nicely into section 2, building long-term digital assets through content creation.
Right. So if section 1 was more about, trading your current skills directly for income right now,
Yeah, the immediate exchange.
this section is different. It's about investing significant time and, crucially, consistency to build something that lasts, an asset.
Like an audience
Yeah.
or a library of content.
Exactly. Something that can generate multiple streams of revenue over a longer period. It definitely requires more patience up front.
Okay, more of a long game.
It's the slow burn section for sure.
Mm.
But this is where you see the power of compounding returns. You're essentially creating intellectual property that can work for you 24/7, even while you sleep.
The dream. Okay, let's get into it.
First up, probably the oldest digital asset on the list, blogging.
Blogging. There's always that question, isn't there? Is blogging dead? Does it still work?
And the sources were really clear on this. Blogging absolutely still works. But, and it's a big but,
Only if you do it right.
precisely. The difference between a blog that thrives in 2025 and one that just fades away. It hinges on strategy.
Okay, what's strategy?
3 core things came up again and again. 1, a tight niche focus. 2,
Yeah.
consistently creating genuinely helpful content that solves problems for that niche. And 3, really understanding and optimizing for SEO, search engine optimization.
Right. You can't just ramble about your breakfast anymore. It has to serve a purpose for a specific audience.
Exactly. No more online diaries, unless you're already famous. You need to be answering specific questions people are actually typing into Google.
Okay, let's drill down on that SEO part. It can sound really technical and intimidating for beginners. What does optimizing for SEO practically mean when you're just starting out?
Yeah, it's not about becoming a super tech wizard overnight.
Hmm.
For a beginner, it really means understanding how search engines like Google will find and categorize your website.
Okay.
Practically, this often translates to targeting what are called long-tail keywords,
Long tail, meaning,
meaning longer, more specific phrases. So instead of trying to compete for a super broad, hyper-competitive term like, say, best coffee maker, which is almost impossible to rank for,
right, millions of results.
focus on something much more specific like best single-serve coffee maker for small apartment living under $50.
Ah, okay. Much narrower.
Exactly. That niche focus attracts a smaller audience, yes, but it's a highly motivated, highly targeted audience. And that kind of audience is exponentially more valuable to advertisers and for affiliate sales.
So that niche focus isn't just helpful, it's practically essential for discoverability. Too hard to rank for the big general terms.
Pretty much, yeah. Unless you have a massive budget or years of authority already.
Okay, so you get that targeted traffic. How do you actually make money from it? What are the main monetization methods for blogs?
The sources consistently point to 3 main pillars. First, display advertising. You know, the banner ads you see placed around the content.
Right, like Google AdSense.
Exactly. Second, affiliate links. We touched on this, but embedding relevant product links within your helpful content. And third, sponsored posts, where a brand pays you a fee to write specifically about their product or service.
Okay, ads, affiliates, sponsorships.
And this is why consistency is just non-negotiable. The source is called blogging a potential long-term money machine because of consistency.
How so?
Because older, helpful, well-optimized content tends to gain authority with search engines over time. An article you wrote 2 years ago can continue to attract traffic and therefore generate passive income from ads or affiliate clicks for years after you hit publish.
So it's like building digital real estate. Your expertise becomes an asset that appreciates.
That's a perfect analogy,
Yeah.
turning knowledge into passive digital real estate.
All right, so if writing isn't really your thing, but you're comfortable, say, talking or demonstrating stuff,
Yeah.
the next asset is huge, building a YouTube channel.
Yes, YouTube. Basically the video equivalent of that blogging potential, a potential gold mine, as one source put it.
It definitely seems suited to a certain personality type, right? Someone who actually enjoys talking to a camera, teaching visually, demonstrating a process, or just entertaining people.
Absolutely. You have to be reasonably comfortable with the audiovisual medium, even if you start super basic with just your phone.
But there's a catch, isn't there? A hurdle that trips up a lot of new YouTubers compared to blogging.
Yes, a critical strategic hurdle, especially regarding making money directly from YouTube itself.
Which is?
Unlike a blog, where you could technically put an affiliate link in your very first post, YouTube has strict requirements before you can join the YouTube Partner Program and monetize with ads.
Okay, what are the requirements?
You need to hit 2 key metrics: 1,000 subscribers on your channel, and you need to accumulate 4,000 hours of public watch time within the last 12 months.
4,000 hours. Wow, that sounds like a lot.
It is a significant amount, and it's designed to ensure channels have built a real, engaged audience before they start earning from ads placed by YouTube. It's a gate you have to pass.
Okay, that's the barrier for YouTube's own ads. But the sources mentioned, smartly, that relying only on that AdSense revenue isn't the best strategy anyway, right? It's about diversifying.
Oh, absolutely critical. Relying solely on AdSense makes you very vulnerable to algorithm changes or demonetization issues.
So what's the smarter approach?
Once you clear that initial 1K subs, 4K hours hurdle, you start combining that baseline ad revenue with other, often much more lucrative income streams.
Such as?
Brand sponsorships are huge. Companies paying you directly to feature or review their products in your videos.
Okay, sponsored content.
Selling your own merchandise, t-shirts, mugs, whatever fits your brand. And, of course, those vital affiliate links, usually placed prominently in the video description box.
Affiliates again, they pop up everywhere.
Because they work. So this creates a kind of 3-pronged approach. You build one main asset, the YouTube channel, but you power it with potentially 3 or more separate income streams. If one slows down, the others can keep things stable.
Smart. Build the channel, diversify the income from it. Makes sense. Hashtag tag 7. Podcasting.
Okay, next up. What if you love talking, sharing ideas, connecting with people, but maybe you're not super keen on being on camera all the time?
Then podcasting could be the perfect fit.
Exactly. Podcasting offers this really powerful way to build a strong community and generate income, often with a lower production barrier than video.
Yeah, audio only can feel less intimidating to create. The sources positioned it as both, like, enjoyable to make, but also genuinely profitable. What's the key difference that makes podcasting work so well compared to, say, YouTube?
I think it often comes down to the depth of the connection it fosters. Intimacy.
Intimacy. How so?
Well, think about when people listen to podcasts. Often it's during very personal time while they're driving alone, exercising, doing chores around the house. They're plugged in, often for 30 minutes, an hour, sometimes more.
Right, it's focused listening time.
Exactly. It creates this really powerful, sustained connection directly with the host's voice and personality. It feels very personal. And that loyalty makes the audience potentially very receptive to monetization.
Okay, speaking of monetization.
Yeah.
How do podcasters turn that close audio relationship into actual income? What are the main ways?
The sources outline three primary methods. First, sponsorships, similar to YouTube. Companies pay to have ads read out, often by the host themselves, which makes them feel more integrated and effective.
Post read ads, yeah.
Second, listener donations or membership models, using platforms like Patreon, where your most loyal fans can pay a small monthly fee for perks like bonus episodes, early access, or maybe ad-free versions.
Like a fan club subscription.
Kinda, yeah. And third, again, those trusty affiliate promotions. Mentioning a specific product or service and giving listeners a special URL or discount code to use.
Okay, sponsors, direct support, affiliates. Got it. And what's the big strategic takeaway for someone thinking about starting a podcast? What absolutely has to be there?
Just like blogging, two things are completely non-negotiable according to all the research. Consistency and a clear niche driven by genuine passion.
Consistency, again, seems to be a theme.
It's everything. If you publish sporadically, listeners just drift away. Podcasting habits are built on reliability. And if you don't have a clear niche, you won't attract the right listeners, and you certainly won't attract sponsors who need to reach a specific type of person.
And the passion part.
It has to be real, because maintaining that consistency week after week, month after month, is hard work. If you're not genuinely interested in your topic, it will show, and you'll burn out. That authenticity is what naturally builds and keeps an audience that might eventually pay. Hashtag tag 8, game streaming.
All right, let's talk about a massive community online. Gamers. Can you actually turn a love for playing video games into a real income stream? The next method says yes, game streaming.
Yes, absolutely. This requires huge dedication, make no mistake, but the potential rewards, both financial and community-wise, are pretty unique.
Where does this happen? What are the main platforms?
The forces immediately point to the two giants in this space. Twitch, which is kind of the original home of game streaming, and YouTube Gaming, which has grown significantly. These are the main hubs where gamers stream and viewers gather.
Okay, Twitch and YouTube Gaming. And the way streamers make money there, it's pretty well established, right? Let's break down those sources of income.
Yeah, it's quite evolved. Streamers typically earn through three main channels. First, ads, pre-roll ads, mid-roll ads that run during their live streams.
That's okay, ads like on YouTube.
Second, direct donations or tips from viewers. People watching can just send money, often triggered by exciting moments in the game, or just to show appreciation, sometimes called bits on Twitch or super chat on YouTube.
Direct support from fans.
Yep. And third, platform-specific subscriptions. Viewers can pay a monthly fee, like $5 a month typically, to subscribe to a specific channel. This usually gives them perks like custom chat emotes, badges, ad-free viewing.
And that subscription money is recurring, right? That must provide some stability.
Huge stability. That recurring revenue from subs is often the bedrock of a full-time streamer's income.
Now, it sounds like you need to be, an amazing gamer to succeed, but the sources actually stressed something else even more important, didn't they? Something non-technical.
Oh, absolutely. This is a key insight. While being good at the game definitely helps, especially in competitive titles, it's often not the most crucial factor for financial success.
So what is?
Your personality, your charisma, how entertaining you are, how well you interact with your live chat, your energy levels, your consistency in showing up.
So it's as much about being an entertainer and community builder as it is about the game itself.
Exactly. Viewers come for the game, maybe, but they often stay for the streamer's personality and the community vibe in the chat. Can you make people laugh? Can you engage with them genuinely? Can you build a welcoming space? That's what drives the donations and the subscriptions over the long haul.
So skill helps, but charisma and consistency are king. You've got to show up reliably and bring that energy every single time you go live.
That's the job, really. Performance as much as play.
Okay, let's move into section 3. This is the area that often sounds, well, almost too good to be true sometimes, but it's built on really solid strategies, e-commerce, and passive income models.
Right. We're talking about methods where you essentially create a product or a system once.
Like a course, or a digital template, or maybe an automated sales process.
Exactly. You do the hard work up front to create it, and then the goal is for it to generate income repeatedly over time with relatively minimal ongoing effort from you.
This is where that dream of making money while you sleep actually starts to look possible if you set it up right.
It is possible, but it's important to frame passive correctly. The sources were clear on this.
What's the caveat?
Passive does not mean zero work ever. It means a massive amount of upfront work, the creation, the setup, the initial promotion for potentially ongoing leveraged income later. The creation phase is intense. The maintenance phase is what becomes passive, hopefully.
Got it. Intense upfront effort for leveraged long-term gain. Okay, let's dive into the specific models. #9, affiliate marketing.
First up, we've mentioned this one a few times already because it connects to other models, but let's define affiliate marketing clearly as its own passive system.
Okay, what's the core mechanism? Simply put, you recommend a specific product or service, usually through your content like a blog or YouTube channel. You use a special, unique tracking link. If someone clicks that link and makes a purchase, you earn a commission on that sale.
Right. You're essentially an outsourced salesperson for other companies' products.
Pretty much, yeah.
So to get started, you need to join affiliate programs. What are some of the big ones people should know about?
Well, the giant is Amazon Associates. Huge range of physical products, although commissions can be relatively low sometimes.
Okay, Amazon's the big one for physical goods. What about digital products or services?
That's where specialized affiliate networks come in. They often aggregate offers from many different companies, and commissions on digital goods are frequently much higher. Examples mentioned include ClickBank, which is well known for info products and software, and ShareASale, which partners with thousands of different brands, big and small. Okay, so there are places to find products to promote, but here's the crucial part strategically. Just throwing links everywhere doesn't really work, does it? The sources really hammered home the importance of trust.
Absolutely critical. This is the make or break factor between earning pennies and potentially building a significant income stream. You have to build genuine trust with your audience.
How do you do that?
By only recommending products you genuinely use, believe in, or have thoroughly researched. And by creating honest, often critical, content around them.
So not just hype, maybe even pointing out flaws.
Exactly. The best, most successful affiliates, according to our research, are transparent. They'll tell you what's great about a product, but also where it falls short or who it's not right for. That honesty builds massive credibility.
And when you have that trust,
then those recommendations genuinely work for you 24/7. Someone reads your review or watches your video months later, clicks the link, buys the product, and you earn. It becomes the ultimate set it and mostly forget it sales system, provided you have that consistent targeted traffic coming to your content in the first place. Trust plus traffic equals affiliate success. #10 online courses.
Okay, next up. If you have deep specialized knowledge in a particular area, this is a big one for monetizing that expertise directly. Number 10, creating and selling online courses.
Yes. If you've mastered something, maybe it's advanced photography techniques, maybe it's getting really good at Excel spreadsheets, maybe it's public speaking confidence.
Things people actively want to learn.
Right. People are online right now searching for ways to learn those skills, and they're often willing to pay a premium price for a well-structured, step-by-step path to get good at it.
So you're basically packaging up your years of experience into a product, a digital asset people can buy. But hang on, creating a course, hosting videos, handling payments, doesn't that sound technically complicated for a beginner?
It definitely can be if you try to build it all yourself from scratch, but that's where dedicated online course platforms come in. They solve the tech headaches.
Ah, so you don't need to be a web developer.
Not at all. Platforms like Udemy, Skillshare, and Teachable were mentioned frequently. They handle all the heavy lifting.
Like what specifically?
Video hosting, processing payments securely from students worldwide, managing student enrollments in progress, and often this is huge. They have built-in marketplaces that help with marketing and getting your course discovered by their existing user base.
Okay, so they provide the infrastructure and sometimes even the audience. That lowers the barriers significantly.
Massively.
Now, the sources also pointed out a really smart strategic move for launching a course successfully. Something about generosity.
Yes, this was a fascinating insight. The most successful course creators often follow a model of strategic generosity. They give away maybe 90% of the value of their knowledge for free through blog posts, YouTube tutorials, free workshops, whatever. They use all that free content to build trust, demonstrate their expertise, and establish authority in their niche.
Okay, build the audience and trust first with free stuff.
Exactly. Then they package the final, highly structured 10%, the organized step-by-step path, maybe community access, the advanced secrets or templates, into the paid course product.
Ah, so the free content acts as marketing for the paid course.
Precisely. And that pre-established trust is what drives the sales. And that's why the income from the course becomes mostly passive after that initial intense creation phase. The course sits there on the platform, earning you royalties potentially for years, maybe just needing occasional updates.
Create it once, sell it many times. Got it. Hashtag 11. Selling digital products. Okay, what if creating a whole multi-module online course feels like, well, just too big a project to start with? Is there a smaller scale option for selling knowledge or tools?
Absolutely. The next option is perfect for that. Selling smaller, more focused digital products. This is super accessible, especially if you're good at creating things that solve specific, immediate problems or improve efficiency.
Okay, what kind of digital products are we talking about? Give me some concrete examples.
Sure, think downloadable ebooks tackling a very specific niche problem. Or maybe software templates, things like specialized budget spreadsheets, comprehensive resume packages, project management dashboards.
Things that save people time or effort.
Exactly. Or even high-value design assets, maybe custom fonts you've created, bundles of high-resolution stock graphics, popular photo editing presets for Lightroom. Things people need right now to complete a task.
Okay, useful digital tools and resources. And what makes selling these so effective, especially for beginners? Is it easier than courses?
Often, yes. A big part of it is the ease of sale. You don't necessarily need to build your own website and drive all your own traffic right away, although that helps long term.
So where do you sell them?
There are established online marketplaces specifically designed for selling these kinds of non-physical goods. Places like Etsy, which isn't just for crafts, it has a huge digital section. Gumroad is another popular one, great for creators. And Creative Market focuses heavily on design assets.
Ah, so you leverage their existing traffic. People are already going to Etsy or Creative Market looking for templates or graphics.
Exactly. These platforms attract millions of buyers with high purchase intent. They handle the secure transaction, the file delivery to the customer. You basically just create the product and upload the file.
The passive logic here seems really appealing, almost beautifully simple.
It really is one of the purest forms of leveraged income. You invest the time to create the digital product, once that ebook, that set of templates, whatever it is.
Right, the upfront work.
And then, theoretically, it can be sold almost forever through these marketplaces or your own site, with potentially very little ongoing work besides maybe some marketing or minor updates.
And the best part,
Zero physical inventory risk. No shipping costs or logistics to worry about. The cost of goods sold is practically zero. That means potentially massive profit margins. It's a very smart, very scalable passive income model. Hashtag 12 dropshipping.
Okay, let's pivot now into the world of selling physical products online e-commerce. But let's stick with models that try to minimize the initial risk for beginners. First up is a really popular one, dropshipping.
Yes, dropshipping. It's often defined as kind of the ultimate inventory solution, especially for people just dipping their toes into selling physical goods.
Why inventory solution? What's the core idea?
Core idea of dropshipping is that you sell physical products online without ever actually holding or managing the inventory yourself.
Okay, wait, how does that work? If you don't have the product, how do you sell it?
It's a fulfillment model. Works like this. First, you set up your own online store. Platforms like Shopify or using WooCommerce with WordPress make this relatively easy these days. You list products on your store, usually sourced from a third-party supplier.
Okay, you have a storefront, then what?
A customer visits your store, likes a product, and buys it from you, paying you the retail price.
Right, money comes to you.
Then you take that order and purchase the exact same item from your supplier, who might be in China, might be domestic, wherever, paying the lower wholesale price.
All right.
And crucially, you instruct that supplier to ship the product directly to your customer. The product never actually passes through your hands.
Ah, so you're the middleman. You handle the marketing, the website, the sale. but the supplier handles the actual physical product and shipping.
Exactly. You profit from the difference between the retail price the customer paid you and the wholesale price plus shipping that you paid the supplier.
That sounds, well, pretty low risk financially, right? You're not buying tons of stock up front that might not sell.
Precisely. That's the main appeal, especially for beginners. It dramatically lowers the barrier to entry for e-commerce because you avoid that huge upfront inventory investment, which is often the killer for traditional retail startups.
Okay, that's the big upside. But there's always a but, isn't there? We need to get into the critical insights here. The sources warned that dropshipping isn't exactly pure passive income, and that low inventory risk comes with other potential headaches.
This is the really important distinction that sometimes gets glossed over in the hype. While the financial risk of unsold inventory is low, the operational burden can actually be quite high, and you have less control.
How so? What are the downsides?
Well, think about it. You have zero direct control over the supplier's quality control. What if they ship out faulty products or the wrong item?
The customer complains to you, right? Not the supplier they never heard of.
Exactly. You bear the entire brunt of customer service. Managing complaints, tracking shipments that might be slow, especially if coming from overseas, handling returns and refunds. It can be incredibly time-consuming.
Yeah, customer service can be tough.
And you're also reliant on the supplier's stock levels. What if they run out of the item after you've already sold it?
Ouch. Creates a bad experience.
So while dropshipping is genuinely excellent for beginners to learn the ropes of e-commerce marketing and sales without big financial risk, the sources strongly caution that managing the logistics, the supplier relationships, and especially the customer service often overwhelms newcomers. Success really hinges on finding reliable suppliers through rigorous vetting and having excellent proactive communication with your customers about potential shipping times or issues. It's definitely not a set-it-and-forget-it's model in practice. #tag13, print on demand, POD.
Okay, sticking with e-commerce, but maybe looking for something with less logistical complexity than dropshipping, especially for creative folks.
Yeah.
Let's talk about print on demand, or POD.
Yes, POD. This is a fantastic model, particularly if you have a knack for design or coming up with cool graphics, witty slogans, or unique artwork.
So the focus here is much more on the creative side, the actual design.
Primarily, yes. You're creating designs that can be printed onto various physical products. Think t-shirts, coffee mugs, hoodies, phone cases, posters, tote bags. The range is huge now.
And the on-demand part is key, right? It solves the inventory problem again.
Completely. And it also solves many of the logistical headaches we just talked about with dropshipping because the fulfillment is totally automated by specialized platforms.
Ah, okay. How does that automation work? Who handles the printing and shipping?
That's the beauty of it. You partner with dedicated POD platforms. Big names that came up in the sources include Redbubble, Teespring, now just Spring, and Printify. There are others too, like Merch by Amazon.
And what do these platforms do?
They handle almost everything after you upload your design. They store the blank products, the plain t-shirts, mugs, etc. When a customer orders your design on one of those products from the platform's marketplace, or maybe your own integrated store, the platform prints your design onto that specific item only after the order is placed. Then they handle the payment processing, the packaging, and shipping it directly to the customer.
Wow. So you, the designer, literally never have to touch the physical product. No inventory, no printing, no packing, no shipping.
Never. It's completely hands-off fulfillment.
That sounds significantly simpler than drop shipping in terms of operations.
It generally is. It dramatically simplifies the whole process and the profit structure.
So what is the designer's main job then? What you have to focus on?
Your job becomes almost purely about the intellectual property, creating appealing designs and market research. Understanding what kinds of designs or niches are popular, what phrases are trending perhaps on sites like TeePublic, which is full of independent artists.
So creativity plus trend spotting.
Pretty much. You upload your digital design files to the platform. You maybe write a good title and description with relevant keywords so people can find it. You set your price. Usually the platform has a base cost, and you add your markup or royalty. And then you basically just collect the profits whenever one of your designs sells.
That's a really neat combination of creativity and automated systems. It lets artistic people earn royalties from physical goods without ever having to deal with the hassles of manufacturing, inventory, or fulfillment logistics.
Exactly. It's a very popular model for artists, designers, and even just people with clever ideas. #tag14, stock photography and video.
All right, our final passive income model in this section, and this one is geared specifically towards people with a good eye and skills in photography or videography. Let's talk about selling stock photos and videos.
Yes, this is a classic royalty-based passive income stream for visual creatives.
So instead of getting hired for a specific photo shoot or video project for one client.
Right. You create high-quality, often more generic or thematic visual content. Think beautiful landscapes, diverse groups of people working in an office setting, maybe time lapses of cityscapes, close-ups of food, abstract textures, content that many different businesses or creators might need.
Okay, general purpose but high quality visuals. And where do you sell these? You upload them somewhere.
Exactly. You upload your photos or video clips to major stock media distribution platforms. The key marketplaces mentioned were Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, and Pond5 for video. There are others too, like Getty Image Stock.
And how does the passive income part work here?
Once your content is accepted and live on these platforms, the effort becomes largely passive. You earn a small royalty payment every single time. Someone could be a big marketing agency, a small blogger, a graphic designer. Anyone downloads your photo or video clip to use legally in their own projects.
So one photo could potentially sell hundreds or thousands of times over the years.
Theoretically, yes.
Yes.
Especially if it's a really good in-demand image or clip.
What's the strategic effort involved here then? Just take pretty pictures.
Quality is paramount, obviously,
Yeah.
but the real strategic effort, according to the sources, lies in two things: volume and metadata.
Volume and metadata, explain.
You generally need to upload a significant volume of high-quality, relevant content to make substantial income, because the royalty per download is often quite small. It's a numbers game to some extent.
Okay, lots of good content. And metadata.
That means tagging, titling, and describing your images and videos meticulously and accurately. Why? Because that's how people find your work. Someone searching for a smiling female architect holding blueprints at a construction site needs to be able to find your relevant photo easily. Good keywords are critical for discoverability.
So discoverability is key. If people can't find it, they can't buy it.
Precisely. So the upfront work is shooting, creating the content, and carefully keywording it. But once that's done, a single file can sit there in the database and potentially keep generating income indefinitely as long as the quality holds up and the subject remains relevant. It's a slow build, but potentially very passive long-term.
Okay, we've covered a lot of entrepreneurial routes, building assets, side hustles. Now let's move to our final really important category. This one shifts focus towards maybe more stability and structure. Finding a traditional job, like with a salary and benefits, but one that just happens to be fully remote.
Yes, Section 4 is all about exploring traditional remote work options. #15. Remote jobs and online work platforms.
So this method, number 15, finding remote jobs via specific online work platforms.
Exactly. And this might actually be the most stable, secure, and perhaps appealing option for many people listening. It directly taps into what's become a fundamental, probably irreversible, global hiring trend.
You mean companies hiring remotely as a standard practice now?
Yes, especially post-pandemic. Countless companies, from huge multinational corporations down to small and medium-sized businesses, are actively hiring people globally for fully remote roles. This isn't a niche thing anymore. It's mainstream in many sectors.
And the types of jobs available remotely, it's not just basic data entry or call centers anymore, right? The scope seems way broader now.
Oh, vastly broader. Our sources highlighted that remote roles now span almost every conceivable industry and function. Yes, customer service and tech support are still big, but you also see high-level roles in software engineering, marketing management, finance and accounting, project management, human resources, design, writing. The list goes on.
So pretty much any job that can be done on a computer could potentially be a remote job now.
Largely, yes. And this includes both full-time salaried positions, often complete with health insurance, retirement plans, paid time off the whole package, as well as structured, reliable, part-time remote roles.
That connection to the bigger picture is important. It's about employment accessibility, isn't it?
It really is, at its best. If you were qualified for a certain job that used to require you to live in, say, New York or London, you might now be equally qualified for that same job, or a similar one, working remotely from anywhere, potentially.
That opens up huge opportunities. Are there any catches, though, like geographic restrictions sometimes?
Yes, that's a key point of nuance the sources mentioned. While the trend is global, sometimes roles might still be restricted, for example, to hires within a specific country, like the U.S. only. This is often due to company preferences or complexities around payroll, taxes, and employment law compliance across different countries.
Okay, so not every remote job is truly global.
Right. You might find that highly specialized tech roles, or maybe certain freelance-style contract roles, are more likely to be globally open, whereas more standard corporate function roles might still have some geographic limitations. You just need to read the job descriptions carefully.
Makes sense. So the stability is potentially there, the opportunity is massive, but you need to know where to actually find these legitimate remote jobs. Just scrolling through standard job boards like Indeed or LinkedIn can be messy, right? They mix in hybrid roles, location-specific
It
roles.
can be frustratingly inefficient. You really want to use job boards that specialize only in remote work.
Okay, which ones did the sources recommend?
The key dedicated websites that consistently came up for finding genuine 100% remote positions were places like Remote OK, We Work Remotely, and FlexJobs.
Remote, okay, we work remotely, flex jobs, got it.
These platforms specifically filter for companies that operate with fully distributed teams or are hiring specifically for permanent remote positions. Using these ensures you're searching in the right pool and not wasting time applying for jobs that ultimately require you to be in a specific office.
So it cuts through the noise and connects you directly with companies committed to remote work.
Exactly. It really proves that achieving that work from home dream, or maybe work from anywhere dream, doesn't necessarily mean you have to become a solo entrepreneur or freelancer. You can absolutely become a highly valued, secure, full-time employee, just remotely. Hashtag tag outro.
Wow. Okay, we have covered an incredible amount of ground today. A truly comprehensive deep dive.
We really did. 15 different approaches.
Yeah, we started with those strategies for potentially faster earnings using skills you already have through things like freelancing and being a virtual assistant.
Right, the service economy.
Then we moved into those longer-term, slow-burn strategies focused on building digital assets, blogging, starting a YouTube channel, podcasting, even game streaming, content creation.
Building that audience in IP.
Then we explored the world of e-commerce and more passive income models, affiliate marketing, online courses, selling digital products, drop shipping, print on demand, stock photos.
Leveraging systems and products.
And finally, we landed on the stability and structure offered by finding traditional, secure, remote employment through dedicated platforms.
Covering the whole spectrum, really.
So when you synthesize all that, what's the big picture takeaway from the sources? What's the landscape look like?
I think the main thing is just how incredibly diverse the opportunities are now for earning online. There really is something for almost everyone.
Yeah.
Whether you prefer directly selling your skills and time, or you enjoy building an audience over the long haul, or you like creating products and systems, or you just want the security of a regular remote job. There was a model we discussed today that likely fits your personality, your current skill set, and maybe importantly, your tolerance for risk.
That's a good point about risk tolerance. Some of these are definitely riskier than others.
For sure.
But across all 15 methods, from that quick freelance gig right through to the slowest burn passive income strategy like stock photos, there seemed to be some common threads, some foundational advice that applied everywhere. What was that core message?
Yeah, you're right. When you boil it all down, the synthesis from all these successful approaches is surprisingly simple, though maybe not easy.
Okay, what is it?
The absolute key to moving from just thinking about earning online to actually doing it successfully seems to be start small, don't try to do everything at once, pick one path that resonates with you from this list, not 3 or 4.
Focus is key.
Then stay incredibly consistent with it. Show up, do the work, day after day, week after week.
Consistency keeps coming up.
And finally, commit to continuous learning and adapting. The online world changes fast. You have to be willing to learn new skills, try new tactics, and adjust your approach based on what's working.
Start small, stay consistent, keep learning.
That's the formula. The internet is absolutely overflowing with opportunity, genuinely. But access to that opportunity isn't really gated by lack of talent for most people. It's gated by a reluctance to actually start and stick with it.
Action. Taking action is the real difference maker. It's what separates the people who just keep scrolling and dreaming from the people who are actually building something and earning.
Precisely. You have to commit to that consistency.
Okay.
And that leads us perfectly into our final thought for you to really mull over today, something that comes directly from the core conclusion of all the sources we looked at.
All right, leave us with something powerful.
Your desired lifestyle, whether that's working from home, traveling, having financial freedom, whatever that looks like for you, it really is just one focused decision away.
One decision.
It's the decision to actually choose one of these proven paths we talked about today, and then simply take that very first concrete step. Stop researching endlessly and just start doing. That's the pivot point.
Choose a path. Take the first step. Powerful step. We really hope this deep dive gave you the specific insights, the strategies, the detailed examples you need to feel confident in making that decision and taking that step today.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you in the next deep dive.